Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm coming to you today with another Imperial build. I'm going to be using an ISD2 with Sloane this time, and I'm trying to do it differently because, like, the common thing that I've been seeing a lot of lately is Sloane with ISD Avenger and boarding teams, or boarding party, and boarding troopers rather, and I just think that's a little too much overlap. So I'm going to try to make Devastator work with Sloane. And to make Devastator work with Sloane, oh, this is gonna be something. So one of the things we want to do is I might run Nita with TRC here. I'm not entirely sure. I think that would be kind of fun to do that, but I want to have a couple of different things. I want to have a victory and an ISD, and then potentially, I think we're only going to go with 3 ships here, to be honest. And first off, we're gonna kind of set the Vic up to have leading shots, gunnery team, and spinal armament and disposable capacitors. That's a really nice one. Now we could swap spinal armament out for quad battery turrets. That does pretty much work here because the Vics are so slow anyway. So that's something to keep in mind. But because people will also try to get out of your front arc, so people are way more encouraged to fly fast and get past you. So that's an idea. But I'll leave it there for now. If I've got the points later, or maybe I'll upgrade it. But on this guy, let's try Nita, and then let's try TRC. It gives us a little bit of built-in dice control, especially for those red dice that are not fun. We can put in leading shots. Although we might not really need leading shots if we instead went with SW7s. All we have to do is take a concentrate fire the first round, save, get a single reroll. We're not going to roll 4 blanks, right? We're not going to even roll 3 blank reds. That's pretty unlikely, because then we can change one to a double, and then reroll the other one with the token. So that's an option if you want to have a little bit of guaranteed stuff in there. We definitely need ECM though. Definitely need ECM, and definitely need gunnery teams. So now we need some squadron love. Some squadron love right here with this Gazanti, and let's add a bunch of squadrons. And the trick to this build is the timing, because you're going to need for the ISD and the Vic both to do squadron commands, and I'm gonna go over 400 and then work my way back. Sometimes this is how I do it when I add squadrons. I think I want to go with the bare minimum though. Maybe just those. I could go with more jump masters, or I could throw in a single escort. So we'll go with TIE advanced also. All right, 425. Now I have to work my way back from 425 at this point. So I think I'll drop SW7s. I think I will drop maybe the quads. Or I will just tone down the squadrons a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't necessarily have to be first player with this build either, so that's another thing worth considering. We could potentially drop leading shots, but that's risky with disposable capacitors. Not really sure I feel comfortable dropping that there. If we dropped both of these, and then we added spinal, I think that gives us the same, it's the same cost. So the question is what to drop. We could drop one more TIE fighter, and that gives us 10 squadrons. 10 squadrons is not half bad. Not half bad at all. And I've got basically three guys they have to shoot before they have to kill basically all 3 of these before they can start taking out the TIEs. By then I should be able to go in and bring down their biggest ship's tokens. And if I don't bring them all down completely, I've at least, caused him to exhaust the brace and maybe even spend the brace. And then, so I think that's kind of a pretty good. 10 is a lot of squadrons. The only problem here is I don't have a terribly great amount of anti-squadron power. So if I wanted to maybe swap the victory out for more of a dedicated carrier, that would be another option for this build. But I'm definitely going for I'm going to blow your ship up right now. That's kind of what this is all about. And I think if I'm going to go spinal here, I'll instead go with TRC and Nita. I think that'll probably work a little bit better. Yeah. All right. I think that'll work better. So the idea is I got the dice mitigation. All right. So less dice overall, but more guaranteed stuff. And I need the guarantees because I am usually a Vader player, and I've got to have those guarantees. So there may be a little more we could do with this. We could probably toss something like CommsNet on here, or jamming field might actually be a pretty decent one. If I fly my squadrons out just far enough to where I move them out, shoot, and then fly the Gazanti in, that would be pretty cool, especially if I get everything in close range, but then an enemy ship is just going to blow up the Gazanti. But by the time they're in close range, I might not even need the squadron activations quite so much. If I had a little more points too, I could add something like Warlord or Dominator to this Vic, which would be really fun to do as well. I just need more points. They need to give me 500. So let's look at the objectives here. I think I can't do advanced gunnery. Nobody ever picks that one anyway. It's like, I think it's been maybe chosen once ever, and that was by accident. It doesn't get picked very often because it's one of those things that, you know, if you pick this, it's also going to benefit your opponent. It benefits everybody. So putting it in there can hurt you. Opening salvo won't work here. Intel scan, I don't really like that one. Most wanted is definitely the best option here because I can definitely make sure I can spend the Vic's disposable capacitors on there. I can send the Devastator right at you to make sure I get you. I can do everything. And I can actually have this ISD run squadron commands almost the whole time too. So that's nice. So just to make sure that we're bringing everything down with Sloane. All right, so we've got most wanted. And now we need to get some other things as well. I think the planetary ion cannon will help bring down your shields before I get to you, to just kind of ensure I get that 1-2 punch. And that's kind of what I'm going for in this build, is that 1-2 punch. Gunnery team, boom, boom, killed 2 ships. Okay, same thing here, gunnery team, boom, boom. Even more so with this one, because at long range I can pop disposable capacitors and hit 2 ships. This guy might be able to might even be a bigger threat than the ISD. It's possible. All right, and then for our blue ones, superior positions, I'm not 100% sure on that. There are things I like about superior positions. There's things I like about Solar Corona. If I go Solar Corona, I could, in theory, drop electronic countermeasures and then put something more expensive, or less expensive on like reinforced blast doors, which is gonna get you a little bit, more of an initiative bid. So I kind of like that option as well. So we're saving a little bit of points there, but not a whole lot of points. So, and then I take CommsNet. I'm not gonna run CommsNet. 394 is pretty comfortable. If you wanted to go lower on your initiative bid, you can consider maybe dropping gunnery team off of one of these ships, maybe the Devastator. You definitely want it on the Vic. But the Devastator could potentially drop gunnery teams, and then if that was the case, then you put gunnery teams as your red objective. Advanced gunnery, so that's an option. Because nobody's going to pick it anyway, and usually people don't pick most wanted when you've got a naked flotilla out there. So that's there's that. And then there's also the option you could be very risky and just go with just 2 flotillas. Maybe upgrade this guy to another ISD, or you probably don't even have to. But you could just drop this flotilla and go with only 2 ships, rather. So that's another option. But I think this is a way to do Sloane and not use the ISD Avenger. I think maybe the ISD Avenger is probably the better option with Sloane, but I wouldn't want to run boarding parties that way. But trying to do something a little different. Devastator doesn't see as much use. It tends to work a little better with Vader because you can force it by, I need to reroll, so let me spend this. Let me spend this exhausted defense token and purposely get rid of it. But I've done that before and I've regretted it because I'm not in the habit of purposely getting rid of defense tokens. But with Nita, I might need to. And they're probably going to go after this ISD as my flagship. I can fly this one in the front, let it take as much damage as I want, and Devastator just makes it stronger and stronger. And hopefully I can then pop reinforced blast doors to heal the damage. So this is the build. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to switch it over to the print view, and there we go. And that is it. I didn't put a name on there, but we'll name it Bob. That'll be the list's name. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click the little bell for alerts. You can still be entered to win the Ray with Speeder giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on one of my videos. And if you are, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.